With the 144th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
Man, the NFL draft streets are getting real dirty out here. Shedeur Sanders' whole draft saga has been pure chaos. And it ain't just about him sliding all the way to the 5th round, 144th overall to the Cleveland Browns. Behind closed doors, people are whispering about some serious shady moves. Word is, Tom Brady was out here slick-talking with NFL execs and team owners, plotting to keep Shedeur from touching that top spot. And check this, Shedeur actually trained with Tom before all this madness went down. Like, how you gonna gas somebody up, make them feel like they next in line for greatness, and then allegedly stab them in the back from the inside? That's straight up cold. But wait, it gets even messier. Tom Brady finally came out and spoke on it. And let's just say, it ain't giving Mentor of the Year energy at all. This ain't the squeaky clean Brady folks love to brag about. His words lit up the whole situation like fireworks. I got all the receipts, and trust me, it's not looking pretty. Shedeur was hyped for months, no lies. Everybody had him locked in as a late first rounder, maybe early second, but definitely a top-tier pick. Now, the whole game changed. Even with all the chaos surrounding Colorado's season, nobody could front on Shedeur Sanders' raw talent.
Yeah, Tom Brady, he's an all-time great. Being able to have that resource, being able to have that person I'm able to talk to and call whenever I'm having questions about the game, and he's able to relate to it because he did it at the highest level, is truly amazing.
Man was out there balling for real. So what really went down? Because that draft phone stayed way too silent for way too long. And when it finally rang, it was for pick 144. 5th round. You could literally feel the air get sucked out of the room. And just when you thought it couldn't get more disrespectful, somebody actually prank called Shedeur, pretending to be a draft team. Who does that? That's next level foul, straight up. But yo, this is where it started getting spicy. Folks didn't waste a second throwing major side-eye at Tom Brady. And why? Because not only did Tom train with Shedeur before the draft, but word on the street is he was deep in the mix, giving tips to NFL execs and owners. Rumors say he might have been sitting right at the very table where Shedeur's draft fate got locked in. Let that sink in. You think you building with a legend, getting ready to take over the league, and meanwhile, he's maybe behind the scenes, helping shape the same system that left you hanging. That's a chess move, not checkers. And if you know Skip Bayless, you know he rides or dies for Tom Brady, like he's the unofficial president of the Brady fan club. So when even Skip jumped online and tweeted, "How could Tom Brady's team pass on Shedeur again and again and again?" You knew it was serious. Reports even had Tom tied up with the Raiders' draft decisions too. That tweet hit like a straight-up grenade, no lie. If Brady's loudest hype man is questioning him, then yeah, something smells off. The internet exploded after that. People started saying maybe that whole training session wasn't mentorship at all. Maybe it was a scouting mission. Some even whispering that Tom used it to size Shedeur up and then gave teams the quiet green light to pass on him. Messy.
That they were going to embarrass, humiliate, and sabotage both Deion Sanders and his son, Shedeur Sanders, on draft day.
Bro, it's straight up wild out here. But believe it or not, it ain't impossible to piece together. And guess what? There's even more to this whole Shedeur Sanders saga. See, Shedeur got a little rep following him around. And it ain't all sunshine and highlights. Behind the scenes, insiders been saying teams got turned off by his attitude during pre-draft interviews. Word is, 3 teams straight up crossed him off their draft boards, not because of his skills, but because of how he carried himself. And here's the crazy part. If he played any other position, this probably wouldn't even be a thing. But when you a quarterback, you gotta move like a leader. Calm, humble, like the general of the locker room. Reports say guys like Cam Ward and Jalen Milroe were giving off that respectful team-first vibe. Meanwhile, Shedeur, they said he was bringing some heavy diva energy. And let's be real, the NFL still moves on that old-school vibe. They don't care about your flash or your Instagram followers. They want discipline. When a young QB walks in dripping too much swagger, some of these owners and coaches start side-eyeing real quick. They want a face of the franchise, polished, corporate-ready, somebody they can slap on billboards, throw into pressers, and roll out on national TV without worrying about no drama. Now, this next part, it's all speculation. But man, it kind of adds up. Some fans are out here swearing that Tom Brady wasn't just mentoring Shedeur. He was low-key scouting the competition. Let's keep it a buck. Shedeur's got that it factor. The cannon arm, the fire in his game, unshakable presence, and charisma off the charts. If he landed on the right team with a solid system,
I don't think Shedeur Sanders is a problem within buildings, and like this idea that it's like, oh, he's a diva, and that's what I think there's zero iota of truth in that.
man, it ain't crazy to think he could rack up some Super Bowl rings and start creeping into that GOAT conversation. And now, everybody's asking questions. Was Tom Brady feeling some type of way? Was he moving in the shadows, pulling strings to protect his legacy? 'Cause let's be real. If Shedeur came out the gate breaking records, snatching MVPs, stacking rings left and right, Brady's crown would have started looking real shaky. And don't forget, Tom ain't just somewhere retired, sipping drinks on the beach. Nah, he's deep in the boardrooms now. He's got stakes in teams. He's got real power. All it would take is one little whisper in the right ear during those draft meetings, and boom, Shedeur starts sliding down that board like it's nothing. Now, I'm not saying it's confirmed facts, but trust, this is what's buzzing heavy in the internet streets right now. And yo, there's another layer to this drama. Word is, some NFL coaches felt like Deion Sanders was threatening their spot. That's the real tea. Think about it. Coach Prime came in loud, confident, unapologetic, and he backed it all up. When Shedeur transferred from Jackson State to Colorado, Deion didn't even blink. He named him the starting QB from day one. No politics, no fake competitions, just this my guy, period. That move sent a loud message. Deion was running his own show, and Shedeur wasn't here for no games.
Change the franchise or the coach that don't give me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me. You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people got to say? You know who my dad is?
And for the old school NFL heads who like things done their way, that shook the whole table. Now picture this. You're an NFL head coach thinking your job is locked down. And here comes Deion Sanders, charisma on 100, media ready, and respected like a living legend. And he's already flipping college programs upside down like it's nothing. All of a sudden, NFL coaches had a new fear creeping in. Wait, if I draft Shedeur, am I also bringing his dad with him? And that's when it got real dicey, because the next thought was even worse. If Deion Sanders steps into my locker room, how long before the team's owners start thinking he should have my job? That's why a lot of folks are saying the NFL didn't just push Shedeur down the board to keep him off the field. They wanted to keep Coach Prime far away from them sideline power moves. Teams weren't just hesitant because of Shedeur's game. They didn't want that whole Coach Prime energy shaking up their cozy little hierarchies. They were scared, point blank. Even Skip Bayless brought it up live on air. He said exactly what fans were already shouting all across social media. Observers, analysts, regular people, everybody was connecting the dots. Some online comments hit hard. One fan said, they were just afraid Deion would come after their jobs in 2 years. Shedeur wasn't out here chasing crazy money. He was just trying to ball out and feed his family, like so many other black athletes out here grinding. They couldn't control him. He was built for this by his father, not polished up and groomed by the NFL machine. That's what scared him. It was jealousy and power moves, pure and simple. Another fan kept it 100. Agreed, Skip. But let's be real. The blackballing came from coaches, GMs, and front office folks scared of getting replaced by Deion and whoever he'd bring with him.
Yet I'm sure NFL execs and coaches seethe and they curse when they read or they hear that Deion will be the next great NFL coach. I'm sure that deep down they fear he will be maybe even taken over their organization.
When you zoom out and peep the whole picture, it's clear. This wasn't just about Shedeur's stats or draft grades. Nah, this thing ran way deeper. It was about control, influence, and protecting that old-school NFL power structure. Now, not everyone is riding the conspiracy wave. A few voices are still pushing back. Some fans believe Tom Brady might not have had anything to do with it, or at least not directly. One commenter even dropped some much-needed behind-the-scenes context to cool things down. The coach don't draft, the GM does. And guess what? They both work for the owner. And who's one of the owners now? Yup, Tom Brady. Hope that clears it up. Sure, technically, the GM and owner make the final call on draft day. But don't get it twisted. Tom ain't just some dude chilling in the back. He's officially a minority owner now, and that just throws even more smoke on this whole fire. But let's hit pause real quick, because I know some people are thinking, well, at least Shedeur got picked, right? Like that's supposed to be some big W. Nah, not even close. Because once you start peeling this thing back, that blessing might just be a trap in disguise. Let me put you on game real quick. There's some bad blood between Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. And it ain't sweet.
Is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints.
Back in 2018, Coach Prime jumped on Twitter and made it crystal clear how he felt. He said word for word, "I love what the Browns have done this offseason, but if I'm a young QB, ain't no way I'm going to Cleveland. I would pull an Eli Manning if possible." Yo, that's not just a little shade, that's a full-blown eclipse. Deion basically told every young quarterback to dodge Cleveland like it was cursed. And just to twist the knife even deeper, he name-dropped Eli Manning, who famously forced a trade after being drafted. That's next-level legendary shade. Fast forward to today, and Shedeur ends up exactly where Deion warned young QBs never to go. Cleveland. Come on now, somebody make it make sense. Especially since Tom Brady and the Cleveland front office definitely knew about that old tweet. It wasn't hidden. It's been floating around for years. So was this pick really a blessing, or was it a straight-up setup? Because let's be real, Cleveland fans haven't exactly been sending Shedeur Sanders no love letters either. They remember what Deion said, and trust they don't forget. Cleveland fans are loyal, petty, and live for holding grudges. Best believe, when Shedeur hits that field, he ain't just battling defenses. He's stepping straight into a storm of boos, cold shoulders, and mean side eyes from a fan base that might already be dead set against him.
You're Kevin Stefanski and you're that coaching staff and you're already on this white hot seat. Now you're thinking about, okay, we have Shedeur Sanders, we have Travis Hunter. We start next year 1-5. The fan base is going to be in front of the stadium with pitchforks demanding that we be fired and that they start talking to Coach Prime.
And it's not even really about him. It's about who his dad is. Now let's talk game time, because just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, boom, plot twist. The Browns' main quarterback, Deshaun Watson, is out for the entire season with an injury. So of course the buzz starts flying. Everybody's thinking, this is it. Deion's moment to shine through Shedeur. The Cinderella story is about to unfold. But hold up. It might not go down like that at all. Because word on the street is, there's an alleged plan in motion, and it's way darker. People are whispering that Shedeur wasn't brought in to ball out, he was brought in to flop. Yeah, you heard that right. The theory is that the Browns are gonna throw him out there, leave him drowning under pressure, and let him get booed right out of the stadium. All while Coach Prime watches helplessly from the sidelines, powerless to stop it.
I believe that all 32 NFL team owners and their executives and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, I believe they all came together in a KK Ku Klux Klan type of clandestine meeting, and they decided, allegedly, I believe, that they were going to embarrass, humiliate, and sabotage both Deion Sanders and his son, Shedeur Sanders, on draft day.
That's the conspiracy flying heavy right now. And even if they don't start him, man, it still ain't sweet. The setup rumors are thick, and either way, Shedeur is walking into a wildstorm with no easy way out. They might just toss Shedeur into a full-blown QB Hunger Games, forced to scrap it out for a spot against 4 other quarterbacks. Let's break down that messy quarterback room real quick. First up, Dylan Gabriel, fresh off Oregon, snagged in the 3rd round. Then you got Joe Flacco, the seasoned vet still hanging around like that ex who just refuses to leave. Next, Kenny Pickett, just rolled in from Pittsburgh, trying to bounce back and find his rhythm. And now, here comes Shedeur Sanders. That's 5 quarterbacks crowding one roster. Like, seriously. What are we even doing? And trust, Twitter caught it instantly. One user even said, Browns picked 2 QBs in this draft and already had 3 on the roster. This team is a disaster. The chaos is real. And it's starting to look like Shedeur, despite all that raw talent and potential, was set up to fail right from jump. Even Dr. Umar couldn't stay quiet on this one. He stepped in full force, throwing the race card straight on the table. According to him, this ain't just some string of bad luck. This was an organized takedown.
Why not? I mean, it's a 5th round pick. So you're not really risking anything to draft him. And you can have him on your roster, try him out. If he works, he works. If he doesn't, it doesn't.
Dr. Umar claimed NFL owners, even Commissioner Roger Goodell, allegedly teamed up with one mission: humiliate and sabotage Shedeur Sanders. Not just as a rising black quarterback, but as the son of one of the most unapologetically black coaches in the game, Deion Sanders. Now look, I'm not saying I'm co-signing everything that's flying around out here, but after watching how this whole mess is playing out, man, these so-called conspiracies are starting to look way too clean, too organized, too sharp to just brush off. Especially when you got people like Skip Bayless throwing direct shade at Tom Brady, straight up calling him out like he's the puppet master behind Shedeur's draft day disaster. Something just ain't adding up.
I think we need to give him a chance. I do.
But I'm glad he came to us.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see him play this season.
And of course, Tom Brady had to clap back, or at least kind of. According to Russ Weekland from the Daily Mail, Tom allegedly told people close to him that Skip Bayless is, and I quote, an idiot for blaming him for Shedeur's downfall. Yeah, that's what the insider spilled. Tom thinks Skip is dead wrong for pushing the idea that he had anything to do with Shedeur's draft slide. But hold up, it doesn't stop there. That same insider made it crystal clear Brady barely has any pull when it comes to the Raiders' draft moves. Word is, Tom might get asked for his opinion once in a while, but Pete Carroll and Mark Davis, they run the final show, period. No secret power moves, no hidden buttons Brady can press to block a player. Basically, Brady's message is simple. Don't drag my name through the mud. I'm not the villain here.
They're going to want to see whether or not that ego that people were talking about is something that they're going to have to concern themselves with. And unfortunately, I think they're going to test them. And that's why I think he's going to be prevented from starting week 1. Not because he won't deserve it. I just think they're going to test him.
But let's keep it real. After everything we've seen, after all the whispers, the missed calls, the sudden draft day drops, and the media storm catching fire, all arrows are still pointing at Tom Brady and the suits pulling strings behind the curtain. And that leaves us staring at one cold, hard truth. Shedeur Sanders is looking more and more like a pawn in a game way bigger than he ever signed up for. A game full of legacy protection, backroom deals, media chess moves, and serious gatekeeping inside the NFL. So now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts down in the comments right now. Do you think Shedeur Sanders was set up to fail? Is Tom Brady really innocent or just real slick at hiding his moves? And is Coach Prime's presence shaking the whole system behind the scenes? Let me know below. And don't forget, smash that like button, share this with your crew, and subscribe so you don't miss the next wild breakdown. Hit that bell too, because this saga, man, it's far from over. See you on the next one.